What is happening, Tucker peeps? OldManTup coming at you today with our Week 12 match against Cooper and the Utah Jasmine. Now, this game is the last game of the season, the regular season, and will determine who goes to the playoffs from our division. The two wildcard spots have already been won by the other division in our conference, so this is for our division in the playoffs. So let's take a look at the team. We have lead, focus, sash, Lipard, and we've got T-Wave, taunt, U-turn, and knockoff. I'm gonna lead, predicting either the Sableye or the Staraptor to lead based off his team setup. We have Choice Scarf Rotom, for those of you who have been paying attention, and remember this is virtually the exact same team that I brought against him the first time. Switched up a few moves and a little bit of EV distribution, I think. But Choice Scarf, Trick, Rotom Heat with Volt Switch and Overheat. We have Tentacruel, Specs Tentacruel, bringing it back again because it is going to do work. With Scald, Sludge Bomb, Dazzling Gleam, and Giga Drain? Maybe? No. Nope, not Giga Drain. I don't remember what the last move is. Sludge Bomb, Scald, Dazzling Gleam, Sludge Bomb, Scald, Dazzling Gleam, something else, I don't remember. Oh, shoot. I'm not looking at his team, so I can't. HP Ground, that's it. For the Magnezone in the event he brought it. We have Mega Pidgeot with Hurricane, the exact same set. Hurricane, HP Ground, Roost, and U-turn. We've got Tangrowth with max HP, max defense, which allows us to take a banded Brave Bird and just barely survive some of the time, barring how much Stealth Rock damage we've taken. Mixed attacking set with knockoff, not Vine Whip, the good one, Power Whip, Giga Drain, I think. Maybe. No. Not Giga Drain. Oh, shoot. It's got HP Ice and other move I don't remember. We got Excadrill, the Mold Breaker Scarf variant with Rapid Spin. So let's dive into this match. Let's examine Cooper. He brought pretty much the exact same team as last time, except he has Sableye instead of Weezing, which is all the better for me, which means I can lock myself into few easier moves with Excadrill. The Sableye, we switched to Dazzling Gleam with the Tentacruel, so everything else we played last time, so we're fairly confident it'll be somewhat the same team. So let's get into this and see what he is going to lead with here. Now, like I said, this game is for the playoffs, so we're really hoping that we can, for the first time ever, beat someone in our division twice in a row within a week. Now, he leads with Staraptor. Now, he's not going to let this thing get paralyzed turn one. So my thought is he's going to expect the Prankster set. He's going to go out into Gliscor to take the T-Wave and get Toxic Orb for free. I predict that to happen, and I'm going to go for the knockoff here. Now, turn one, making a bold prediction like this, I don't have a really good history with that, but I look at it this way. We're Focus Sash, and we outspeed this thing naturally anyways. So even if he isn't Scarfed or Banded, which I'm 99.9% certain he's going to be, if he isn't Scarfed or Banded, even if he goes for the Quick Attack, I mean, even if we were to knock off and he loses it anyways, we Quick Attack, we still out-prioritize with Prankster and get the T-Wave off. So, knock off, I lose absolutely nothing this turn because I'm going to live anyways because of the Focus Sash. But he is going to switch out. He's going to bring out Shade Man, which is his Gliscor. And turn one, we have the Toxic Orb knocked off of a Poison Heal Gliscor, which is fantastic. Now he's going to reveal the Protect here. And we're just going to taunt. I wasn't sure if this would be maybe a Swords Dance variant, maybe a Stealth Rock variant. So we just U-turn straight out here this turn, not going to mess around, figuring he would go for an attack, predicting another thing. So I thought maybe a knockoff or maybe even a Earthquake was coming. We go into Rotom Heat and eat that Earthquake up for days. He's going to protect here. To see what we're going to do, we just go for the Will-O-Wisp. Now, he doesn't know we're Scarfed at this point, unless he predicts that because of our team from last time. But he's going to go into Galaxy Man, and we're going to Will-O-Wisp. So that's perfectly fine. It's going to tell us what set this is, and it is the Magic Guard and not Unaware, which is good for us to know even though we don't have setup Pokemon. Going to go into Jade here. Not exactly certain what he would go for, but doesn't really have a good set of moves against Tentacruel. So we just switch in, and we're just going to drop Scalds here, because even if he switches in, goes into Wave Man, it isn't going to do a lot, but we have the 30% chance to burn. So we go into here, we go to the Scald, and we get that 30% chance we're going to burn it right off the bat. So looking pretty good right off the bat, especially if this thing has priority Aqua Jet. That burn is really going to help us take those hits a little bit better. Going to Dreadnought here. Don't know if I'll make any early game predictions, if he has the Ice Beam to go for it, or whatever else he might be running. We see the Earthquake this time. I was just like, okay, not bad at all. And that is to help him deal with Tentacruel a lot better. And getting rid of Shadow Man here. And we're just going to knock off this turn. We would see what item for certain that the Penguin guy was, but he switched out, which gets the leftover recovery off of Sableye, which is good. I'm gonna hit the Confuse right here. Cooper not bringing the swagger this week, which is a little bit surprising, but Confuse Ray nonetheless. Now this turn we go for a Volt Switch, because I predicted him to switch out here, or even if he didn't, if he started setting up, I wanted to get the possibility of switching out. Now let me tell you something here. Game mechanics knowledge, good thing to know going into with Confusion, which I looked up because of Cooper's use of swagger in the past, which is legal in the GBA. I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying. I made sure that even if you're Scarfed and Confused, if you hurt yourself in Confusion, you are not locked into that move. So even though I went for Volt Switch last time, I'm going to trick this turn, seeing that it had Stealth Rocks, and lock it into a move. That's the game plan, if we don't confuse ourselves. So we hit ourselves in Confusion the first turn. Second turn, we are going to pull off the trick, which is going to give this thing a Choice Scarf, but it's a fat Clefable, so I'm not really worried about it. And we get to see what item it is, and it's Life Orb, and I'm like, that's not Leftovers, that's weird, or Flame Orb. So I'm like, what does Clefable do with the Flame Orb? I don't think it gets the Psycho Shift. And we're going to see the Seismic Toss with the Clefairy. And it's faster than us now, so it does get the second Seismic Toss off before we can go for the Volt Switch. And we're just going to go into Kruger. And Iron Head is the play to make here. It hits everything on his team well, and I really don't think he's going to go out into Empoleon at this point. He's going to bring out Shadow Man, and we're going to go for the Iron Head. And that does quite a bit of damage. Now here, I sat and thought about it for a minute, and I weighed my options, and based off what he had left in team composition, what I had left in team composition, Excadrill isn't really essential as an attacking Mon. Now, granted, it won my last match against Cooper. What he brought this week, I feel the rest of my team matches up better against, which is why I'm going to stay in here and Iron Head. Now, what you're saying, Tup, he's going to go for Will-O-Wisp, he's going to burn you. You're probably right. But at the same time, if I can get this thing out of the way, it removes his spin blocker. He might confuse me. He might not even have the Will-O-Wisp. He might recover this turn to try and get a substantial amount of health, predicting me to switch out, which is kind of what I thought he was going to do. He would go for the recover, predicting me to switch out, and put himself back at a safe amount of health to where he could get to full health with another recover. And even if he does Will-O-Wisp me, based off the damage the first one did, even if I do half of that, I'm going to be more than well enough to kill him. And even if he recovers, I stay in an Iron Head, I have a really good percentage chance to KO it based off of how much damage that first one did. He's going to stay and go for the Will-O-Wisp. It is going to connect, and that is going to burn Excadrill. And that is going to be somewhat troublesome. But like I said, it's not the biggest, worst thing that could happen on the team. Gonna get some bird damage there. Now he's gonna bring out Wave Man. And fairly confident he knows we're Scarfed at this point. We bring out Dreadnought. Even if he Ice Beams us, we can switch out, get the health back. But if he Scalds, burns us, we're still not in a terrible position because we do have Ice Beam and I think Giga Drain. So he's going to freeze us there. And I'm just like, okay, we get frozen. Hopefully we thaw out soon. Going to switch out into Kruger, predicting another Ice Beam to be coming at us. And I just want to get rid of the rocks. He lost his spin blocker, so I can freely rapid spin. And I really don't think he's going to predict rapid spin on a Scarfed Excadrill. So that's definitely my play to make at this point, depending on whether he's Assault Vest or Berry version. Excuse me. Of Empoleon. I might even kill him with the Earthquake, which is why he switches out into Shade Man. I am going to get the rapid spin off. And Shade Man comes out. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stay in rapid spin. I think he's going to predict me to switch and go for something else. He does. Even though I'm locked into rapid spin and it's not doing anything for me, I'm getting little chip damage off every single turn and I'm preventing him from toxicking something. So fantastic. So there's no rocks out here. I think this is a really good time to bank on him going for a Toxic or an Earthquake, either of which Tangrowth handles very well. It's going to get me in a turn, it's going to get me out a turn, taking minimal damage, and get the Regenerator boost back. So Galaxy Man's going to come out here. I'm not going to thaw out, I'm frozen solid. But like I said, I am going to be able to switch out. Now here, I face-palmed so hard at this point in the match. My thought was, he's going to set up Stealth Rocks, he's going to be locked into Stealth Rocks. No problem. Send out your Spinner, the same turn he's going to do it. You could Rapid Spin when he switches in, when he switches out to something else. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I wasn't thinking that Excadrill is at like 1 hit point and what would die once hazards got up anyway, so I guess ultimately it didn't matter. But I was thinking to myself, hey, we'll get in, we will friggin' rapid spin the next turn, and then I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna take flame, fire, burn damage when I switch in, and now the rocks are up to stay. So I'm just like, right into pooper. Just like, oh man, I was so disappointed when that happened. I was so mad at myself. I could have switched in, because at that point I could have switched in Rotom Heat, got it in for free because Rotom Heat's going to die to rocks when it comes in now, and that would have been the optimal play. Because worst comes to worst, I Volt Switch out on something. I'm not Choice Scarfed anymore. So even if he goes into Gliscor, which I doubt he would because I'd probably just Willow again, he's locked into Stealth Rocks, so even if he doesn't switch out, Will-O-Wisp goes into Empoleon, Volt Switch onto that. I mean, I was disappointed in myself. As soon as I switched, I knew I should have went into Rotom first. And I was just like, oh, I missed that opportunity right there. So, Hank's going to come out, and we are going to get a free Mega Evolution off with a Hurricane. So that's bueno. And we're going to see that this thing is hugely specially defensive. Hurricane going to do virtually nothing, which really makes me think it's the Assault Vest variant, especially, I don't know, it could be the Assault Vest or it could be the Ground Berry, which I'm losing my mind at the moment for. Actually, we find out it isn't the Ground Berry because we go for HP Ground there. So probably the Assault Vest variant then, which makes me think he doesn't have Defog on his team, which is weird. Gonna bring out Storm Eagle here, and another facepalm moment. I thought he brought this thing out to bluff the Scarf, because last time he had Banned, I really expected him to bring that again. And I kind of thought if he was Scarfed, he would have brought this out at some point against Excadrill, because it would outspeed my Scarf. And, I just thought the way the match had played at this point, he would have brought this out sooner to get it in to start wailing on things. And I really thought it was banded, and I thought he was trying to scare me out here with the Scarf. As soon as I clicked Hurricane, which, keep in mind, it has like an 80% chance to one-hit KO this thing, which was my line of thought. Oh my god, I was so upset when this thing outsped me. I was just like, man, why are you making these stupid plays? Just like, dang it. But that Brave Bird's going to be more than enough to take out Mega Pidgeot. And Mega Pidgeot's going to go down to this Brave Bird. And unfortunately, it isn't going to do that much recoil damage either. I was just like, oh man. That's barely a quarter recoil damage. I was just like, fuck. So I bring out Bloodlust, who is going to lose the Sash because the rocks are up, because I don't know Pokemon mechanics. And I'm going to bring out Shade Man here. I just have to keep going for the T-Wave. I cannot risk at this point him taking out Bloodlust because it will outspeed me with the Scarf. And when this thing comes in, we outspeed it anyways and can just U-turn out. He can't Toxic us because we have Dreadnought frozen at the moment. So if you want to call that a benefit, that's good. But even if we were Toxic, we can keep regenerating that health back. So we're frozen. And we're going to go for the Power Whip here, I think. Or Power Whip was the last time when he switched into Clefable. Here we went for the HP Ice. And that would have left a huge dent in this thing. Stay frozen, that doesn't happen. So that's 2 full turns we're frozen, which is okay. We go into Cinnamon, which we should have done before and gotten an extra hit off with it, but it goes down to the Stealth Rocks. I'm going to get Bloodlust out for what we're going to call free because of the sacking of Rotom Heat. And Storm Eagle is going to switch out. He's going to go right back out into Gliscor. At this point, I had to keep going for T-Wave. It was too risky for him to take this out because I need this to be able to paralyze Greninja as well, if I can. So, trying to manage the late game, go right back out into Dreadnought. And we're going to take a little bit of damage here. And it's going to go for the Earthquake. Now, we know that Staraptor isn't banded, he's Scarfed. So that allows us a little bit more leniency in our calculation. Now, we calc this. We do thaw out this turn. Going to get the HP Ice off, and that does huge damage to this thing, which is just fantastic. Going to go for the Brave Bird, and we have a really good chance of living this. Because of the bulk investment we have, we're going to live it on 4. Now it's just like, whew. Wow, wow, wow. That was fantastic. I was just like, okay, go for the knockoff in the event he stayed in. Would have killed, and it would have got rid of his Scarf, which would have allowed some things to outspeed. Going to Gliscor here. I really didn't feel like, at this point, it was good to switch out into anything else, which would have had to have been Purloin. But it would have put a little bit more pressure on him. We go into Jade here. And I ran the calcs, and I don't know the exact set Cooper was running. I don't know how much HP investment he had. I don't know how much attack investment he had. I don't know how much special defense investment he had. But this Spec Sludge Bomb, I'm going to guess, had about a 50-50 chance to kill. And we're going to see here how wonderful that Pokemon is. And he's going to survive on 1 HP. 1 HP. I'm just like, oh. But the rest of his team, he's going to kill me with Earthquake, which happens 100% of the time, so that's no RNG at all. He doesn't even need attack investment to kill me at the range I was at, so not even worried about that. But why we play the game we play that is ruled by RNG is just like, man, that smells so bad. And I don't want to be salty, this was a fantastic game. But for him to live at 1 HP with the only thing him having left is a Life Orb Greninja, which we don't get to see in this match yet. And the Clefable, which is one shot by a poison attack. Spec Sludge Bomb at the range it's at. So, had we killed that Gliscor right there, Life Orb Greninja cannot kill us with Extra Sensory. Cannot at this range. So it's Life Orb going to take Life Orb Recoil on top of the Sludge Bomb we do to it, which puts it right around KO range. Switch in Purloin, takes the second attack if it's an Extra Sensory. Doesn't even kill. Goes into Clefable. You turn out on that move. We would have seen what would have happened. But at this point, all we're left with is Liepard, which I probably called Purloin about 50 times because I like to do that. Because Purloin is much more fun to say and cat sounding than Liepard. But Liepard's going to get a kill there on the Gliscor. But Clefairy just walls us for days. Going to go for the taunt. In the event he wanted to just try to soft-boiled stall us or something. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking about there. So, yeah. It's going to fling us, which allows us to go for knockoff, which is stab but resisted. And Seismic Toss is going to be able to 2-hit KO us because it does 50 damage every turn. And unless we get like a crit that does 1,000,000 times damage, we're not going to kill. And Seismic Toss is going to take us out this time. So we're going to lose the last match of the season 2-0 to Cooper. Was fantastically played. Cooper played great, endgamed well, and won the match. So, good game, Cooper. That was fantastic. Thank you. That's back-to-back matches against Cooper that were just fantastic, that came right down to the wire, that a little bit here or there, one way or the other, could have just tipped the scale of the match so much that yeah. But really proud that you're going to be representing us this season in the playoffs. So go get him, buddy. I think he either plays Miguel or Fizz. So good luck. Make it to the playoffs, or make it to the finals, and show the GBA what the Silver Division is all about. But alright guys, thank you very much for your support, your dedication that you've shown throughout the season, both on Twitter and in the comment section and on the like button down below, as well as your consistent views. We've capped 1,000 views, which is more than what I anticipate from any video of mine. Every single battle video of the season, we've seen at least 1K, and some of them have even topped 2. So thank you very much for that, for your support, for your constructive criticism, which I can't say we've had every other season, but this season everyone's always been supportive, everyone's always been constructive, especially considering we are ending this season on a 5-game losing streak, which just is so, it's just so disheartening after we went, 5-1, 5-2 at the beginning of the season, just to get wiped out in the end. It makes the progress that we had in the beginning of the season feel so diminished. And I'm not beating myself up, I'm just saying what I'm saying. So again, thank you for your support, thank you for your understanding, especially in the past couple of weeks where I've been dealing with personal issues and I haven't been able to get the uploads out. If you didn't see my match versus Battler X, I uploaded it late well, late in the morning technically, Sunday right around 2 a.m. So go check that out. Be sure and go over and give Cooper a like and all that fun stuff for his videos. But yeah, guys, that is going to end Season 6 of the GBA for the Pittsburgh Pirattatas. I hope you check out the playoff race. Follow the guys there. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get in on a little bit of the analyst action. Maybe make an appearance on something there. That would be fantastic, because I love the analyst work. But anyways, yeah. Once again, thank you very much. The Pittsburgh Pirattatas would not be around with the fans to support us and cheer us on. So thank you. The only reason I make these videos is because of your guys' support and wonderful feelings. So alright, guys. This has been OldManTup. Unfortunately, that will end our season, and we will not make the playoffs this year. But one game short of 500, which is 50-50, which is even wins, even losses. We end the season on a 5-7 instead of a 6-6. So that really stinks. But I mean, we took second place in the division, which is better than we've ever done. Maybe next season, if we get to come back, we will get to make a push for the playoffs. We're getting better and better every season, so I can't complain there. Despite the bumps and bruises and scrapes and utter beatings and broken hips we've gotten along the way, it's been nothing but a positive experience, despite how things may have ended this season. But alright, guys, like I said, once again, thank you very much. Be sure and show that thumbs up button some like if you enjoyed the season, and let me know in the comments down below what your favorite moment of the season from the Pittsburgh Pirattatas were. But alright, guys, this has been OldManTup. Once again, thank you. Signing off the last time for the GBA. We'll be doing a wrap-up video hopefully within a week, provided everything works out. We will catch you on the flip side, guys. Thank you. Peace.